is the biggest problem on the bench was judicial activism or a lack of judicial restraint, that an unelected group of people would somehow overturn
a federal court taking on the President of the United States. Now, yesterday, the President patronized, maybe even insulted, the Supreme Court, calling them an unelected group that would know better than to strike down the health care law. And today, in the middle of an unrelated challenge to the health care law, but clearly stinging from the President's remarks of yesterday, a judge from the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals fired back.
Does the Department of Justice recognize that federal courts have the authority in appropriate circumstances to strike federal statutes because of one or more constitutional infirmities?
Yes, Your Honor. Of course, there would need to be a severability analysis, but yes.
I'm referring to statements by the President in the past few days to the effect, and I'm sure you've heard about them, that it is somehow inappropriate for what he termed unelected judges to strike acts of Congress that have enjoyed, and he was referring, of course, to Obamacare, to what he termed a broad consensus and majorities in both houses of Congress. That has troubled a number of people who have read it as somehow a challenge to the federal courts or to their authority or to the appropriateness of the concept of judicial review, and that's not a small matter. I would like to have from you by noon on Thursday, that's about 48 hours from now, a letter stating what is the position of the Attorney General and the Department of Justice in regard to the recent statements by the President, stating specifically and in detail in reference to those statements of what the authority is of the federal courts in this regard in terms of judicial review. That letter needs to be at least 3 pages, single space, no less, and it needs to be specific.